Hello, yes, it's Tongamet channel. We're making a video. Madame sent me shopping today, and I didn't get everything on the list, but I got more. Yes, I digressed. I stopped in at the antique store. I couldn't help it. So many times I'd driven past this antique store and said, I really ought to get in there one time. So I did. And at first glance, it was not promising. They had a rake, for example, just the head, a rake head, $23 just for the head. Okay, some fancy people up from Boston looking for some rustic decoration. They need a rake head, right? Takes up less space. But then I saw the knives. The knives were economical, my friends. Two-figure knives, low two-figure, very low figures. In between 10 and $20 for these knives that you're seeing here. And the same thing for the cutting boards. Look at this. This is rock maple. It's some kind of advertising cutting board. See, it says Bon Appetit. And Daryl Lipman. Daryl for realestate.com. That lowers the price. I'm sure that made this a more inexpensive cutting board. And I have ways and means for such a cutting board. And this cutting board, maybe it looks crusty. Maybe it looks like, wow, why would you be interested? Look at that. Let's flip her. End grain walnut. Sorry about the lighting. Okay. But that is end grain walnut. With feet. And then this one. Look at this cutting board. Feast your eyes, my friends. Imagine the work that went into that. Now, granted, the genius is that they could have made this, as a big long piece. Let's say 4 feet long, right? And then and then you end up with like a $200 cutting board. But that's not what it cost me. And this thing's virgin. I don't think they even cut on it. Just needs oil. We'll grab some oil in a second. But I'm quite enthusiastic about the knives. And I got more shopping today. I got amazing shopping as a result of going shopping. That's what happens when you go shopping. You buy things. Just the perfect kitchen knife. If you like carbon steel, granted, or tool steel. I don't know what this steel would be. Look at this patina. Look at this patina. Patina. Mi scuso. Va bene la patina. This one. This is the one for me. The mountain man. The butcher. The swedge. Yeah? You see that? Slicey. OMG. Historical. I'm so blessed. So blessed, my friends. Really looking forward to swinging this. And some hemlock, some bittersweet, Some witchgrass. Some sticker bushes. This one for the wife. Well, the awesomeness, frankly. I mean, you know, I would take this right out and swing it at all and sundry, but I don't need it because I got this one. Right? So we got a little his and hers going on here. And now this butcher, you know, looks fairly conventional. Looks like your old hickory or your what have you. No, my friends. No, no, no. Look at that. That is thin with 3 ends. Thin. Thin, 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 thin. Yeah. Yeah, boing, 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 boing. Scrapers. Yeah. I have a degenerate plan for this one. I'm going to chop it up and make scrapers. Possibly. Or maybe not. I don't know. But that's why I bought it. Because I think, well, I figured that this would scrape. And, you know, actually, I did. I tried it just now. Okay. Very scrapey knife. It's a regrind. This one, you know, it's a little thick now behind the edge. Little thick. But this handle, that's an ergonomic study. Now, my wife, she pointed out on this one, she's observant, and she noticed that the scales are proud of the tang here. And by my lights, that tang has a taper. A two-way taper. You don't get more classy than that. Anyway, I mentioned to her that I believe that's called a museum fit, right? Because the story with wooden scales, you know, not stabilized or any of that jazz. Just a nice piece of wood. It will expand and contract. Depending on stuff. So, if you leave a little bit of that, then you're not going to end up with what you ended up with here, where now the steel is proud of the scales. This is not actually as good as having the scales proud of the steel. Well, of course I could go on and on and on. Perhaps I ought to. Why do I like knives? Well, they cut things. This has been a Dongamet Channel presentation. Some items that I got at the antique store. Wasn't even comprehensive. I got more stuff at the antique store. And I also got a mini Jeep.